Hey everybody, it's me, Chris, and I am back for another video. Not quite sure what I'm going to talk about, though. My life isn't that exciting. So, I have kind of started my own repaint challenge for myself because I don't tend to repaint as much as I like, and I'm trying to improve my skill set of what I can actually do when I'm painting. So I've kind of just started my own challenge where every day for a week I'm going to repaint one head that basically has been in my either head stash or to be donated back to the thrift store pile. So yeah, that's been going good. So it kind of started because I've been wanting to paint and I haven't been able to decide what to paint. So it all sort of came about when one of my Instagram followers asked me if I painted the face on one of my dolls, which I hadn't painted it at all. It came that way. And that was my Integrity Toys First Class doll. So I thought it might be fun to actually try painting this style. So I did that. And it all kind of snowballed from there. Well, not really snowballed. That's not the right word. But anyway, so I decided just to use basically heads that I don't particularly care for. So for that particular repaint, I ended up using a Millie Sculpt made to move head. I think this is the soccer, one of the soccer ones. So after I did that head, the next day I decided I was going to try a different style, and I ended up going with another made to move head. This one is from the skateboarder. And I went for more of a Takara style paint. I didn't quite get it how I wanted it to be, just because I was very indecisive when choosing colors, and I ended up limiting myself to whatever colors were on my desk. That's what I ended up using. So I couldn't actually find any dolls with green eyes like this as a reference, so I kind of went off of another doll that I like the look of. I don't even know what character it was. But one thing I would do differently if I did this again would be to use a darker color that's more similar to not similar to, but like a darker color, so it blends in more with that with the eyelashes and everything else, because I find that's more the look Takara goes with when they're painting their dolls or designing their dolls. So for eyes this light, it seems out of place in that style. So I guess I would just go with a darker base color and then do the lighter highlights, and I feel like it would come across better as a Takara referenced repaint. So the next doll I did, I decided not to use a made to move head because I have painted all of the made to move dolls already. I think the only one I haven't painted was the purple top Leah, but I have painted the orange top Leah, and it's the same sculpt, so I didn't really feel like doing it again. Plus I hated painting that sculpt just because there is no defined eye wells in that sculpt. They're more like a not even an indent, it's more like a meh on their face where the eyes go. So I decided to fish into my head box and ended up grabbing a Raquel head that John had sent me. And this isn't my favorite repaint. I'm going to be honest. She seems to be getting a lot of likes on social media, though, for some reason. I guess it's because she looks like a Russian singer, which wasn't my intention. Basically, what I tried to do with this repaint was use, what are those things called? Watercolor pencils. And I don't know if my watercolor pencils are really, really crappy or I just really suck at using them, but I don't have the patience to layer them. So I ended up wetting the tips on them and going at her face with that, which kind of made it blotchy. But I just kept going because there's no take backsies in painting. So I just kept layering and layering and layering. And then she started to look more dead than alive. So I just kind of went with that and gave her the black lips to go with it to kind of complete the dead look. So I'm okay with her now. She's not my favorite, but I did get her to a point where I could live with what I did to her. So there's that. And yeah, this was another repaint I did, trying to just use paint on my desk without reaching back into the box of paints. Not box of paints, shelf of paint, because I have all my paint on a shelf. So yeah. Okay, so that brings me up to today's repaint, because I started this on Monday. So today's repaint, I went back and decided to use another Made to Move head, just because I realized I had this closed mouth Millie, and I really hate this head. Like, I absolutely hate this head. I hate the design of it. I don't know. I feel like her lips are fake. Like, her mouth is really fake, and it's not as genuine as the open mouth Millie. I don't know if that sounds weird or not, but it's just not my favorite sculpt to work with. So anyway, for this one, I decided to go with a swirl ponytail Barbie sort of face, which doesn't really work when your face is really flat. But I tried my best with this one. I just decided I wanted to do something really simplistic, and the more I worked on it, the less simplistic I was getting. So that's how she came about. I actually do like this repaint. I think it's cute. I ended up glossing the black only, so it gave it a little bit more depth when the light shone on it. Whatever. So, I don't know if I can... Anyway. I think she's cute. And that's all I could hope for. So tomorrow being Friday, I decided I needed to up my game a little bit. And I have this... Well, I don't have this. I have my box of dolls that has to go back to the thrift store, basically. Because I donate, or not donate, I thrift dolls that come in bags, and I don't always want the other doll. And one of the other dolls in the bag, this particular time I went last time, had a Hasbro Maxi. So I've already wiped this doll in prep for tomorrow. She's on a live body right now because A, I like articulation better, and B, I really hate the Maxi body. So this is... I don't like Maxi, but for some reason I had 3 Maxi dolls that I've thrifted, and these two just... I ended up keeping these two for some reason. Probably because I don't think anybody would actually want them. But anyway. So, Maxi is very mannish in her proportions. At least I feel like she's mannish. So yeah. She does have click knees like Barbie. Her arms do not pivot outward. They literally just go up and down. I don't know. I don't know much about Maxi, to be honest. Like, I don't know if she was a budget doll, like what her deal was from Hasbro. I think she was just created in the wake of Gem to kind of capitalize on using Gem stuff still. So anyway, back to this Maxi. So this is Bad Haircut Princess, who has had her hair all chopped off by her previous owner. I boiled it to get it to lay flatter so I can give her a proper haircut when I'm done. And I'm refusing to give her an actual haircut till I'm done, just in case I don't like what I end up doing to her. But yeah, this is tomorrow's repaint doll. And I'm not going to try to copy a previously done style. I'm going to try to use my own style of painting because I don't paint with it often enough. Or should I just say I don't repaint often enough unless I have a specific reason to do it. So usually when I repaint, it's not even repainting. It's more so touching up things or slightly tweaking makeup. So like my last couple repaints would be like Alan here, who is, yeah, he's bearded Alan, with like platinum colored dye job. So bearded Alan only came about because I really wanted to use these DC superhero girl legs so he could wear boots. So I just wanted a male doll that could wear boots. So Bearded Alan ended up being created so he could fulfill that purpose for me. So this is probably closer to my actual style of repaints. Very simplistic. This one, I shouldn't say this is more my style because this was my first experience with watercolor pencils and layering and paint mixed together. And then there's the one before that, which was my Snow White Evil Queen repaint, who isn't my style. She's kind of similar to like a Poppy Parker sort of face up. And she came about just because I really like John's Evil Queen repaint. So of course I stole his idea, thrifted an Evil Queen with my luck, and I really wanted to use a Swapping Styles body so I could kind of merge it all in, and so it seemed more seamless, so she could be more like of an android sort of idea. And because I like the idea that her head could come off. I don't know if that's weird or not, but I just like the concept of her head being able to come off because she's an android. So yeah. So in other doll news, I still haven't opened my 2017 Holiday Barbie, who uses the Mermaid sculpt. And this box is probably being super reflective glary, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, no, I just haven't opened her yet, just because I'm still not sure if I like her or not. Like any other doll, I'd be like ripping it out of the plastic packaging, whatever, she'd be gone, on display already. This doll, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Like, she's pretty and all, but she's just nothing special. And like, the only other mermaid sculpt doll I have is Vina, Star Trek Vina, and I absolutely love that doll. Like, there's nothing wrong with that doll. Like, she's perfect. She's never done anything wrong in her entire life. I know this. This doll, I don't know. Like, the other dolls, like, they look so nice on the back, but I've only ever seen the blonde and her in stores. I've never seen her, and I feel like she would be the one I would enjoy more. But she also doesn't match anything, as far as I know. Like, the only thing I could think of her being close to would be maybe the music set Barbie But I feel like that doll does not match anything anyway. I don't know. Part of me kind of wants to hold off on this doll. Maybe the other dolls will show up and then I can return this doll. But at the same time, I've already had this doll for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I feel like I'm pushing the limit on when I can return her. I don't know. This doll was such a joke to me when she was announced that I called her Ninja Star Barbie, and there was like a whole meme thing going on with her. And I have her, and I don't know. I think I'm just gonna leave her in the box for now. Just because I'm so undecided. And I know as soon as I open her, I'll probably be fine with her, but it just... Ugh. Like, that's all I feel when I look at her is, ugh, really? So, yeah, just gonna stay in the box. Okay, so lastly in doll news, I got one of my Grail dolls. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still super, super crazy excited about this doll. Even though she's here, I've literally been playing with her for like 2 days now. And she's just so pretty. So here she is. She is Gustav Klimt Museum Collection Barbie. And I was contacted by I Just Like Toys on Tumblr. And now, and she sent her to me, and I'm still in shock that I have this doll. I've been wanting this doll since 2012, and I finally have her. Like, I can't even believe that she's here. And I'm just so happy to have her finally. Like, this is a doll that, by the time I found her, like, because at the time when she was announced and released and everything, I wasn't that into collector Barbie. I was still like, I was still mostly into pull-up dolls and BJDs. And yeah, so collector Barbie kind of whoosh right over my head. So by the time I discovered who this doll was and that I wanted her, she was already sold out everywhere. And then she went on like super duper clearance on Barbie Collector. And I missed out on that by like a week. So it was just... Yeah, and then like immediately after she sold out, her price just went boom through the roof. And it's been starting to come back down. So recently I've been actually trying to find this doll, and it just super duper luck that this doll found me. So yeah, I put her on a made to move body just because I'm undecided what I'm going to do with her stock body. Because her stock body has the most beautiful hands I've ever seen. Like, Mattel never used these hands other than like twice, I think. But they're the original pivotal Barbie hands. She has freaking fingernails. Like, this is probably not focusing at all, but this doll has fingernails, and they actually extend past her fingers. And I can't get over how crazy that is. Like, this doll could actually scratch you. That is amazing. So, the reason I have disdain with this body is she's half model Muse. So, like, that's a range of motion right there. And anybody who knows me knows I like articulation more than aesthetic. Like, aesthetic's great. Like, I love... Maybe rephrase that, but... I'd rather have a doll that can pose and look pretty than stand there and look pretty. Let's put it that way. So my dilemma is, if I chop off the top half of this doll, boom, cut, 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 and put it on the bottom half of this doll, cut, 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 and put them together, will I be happy with that? Because this is the only other pivotal body I have. This one uses fashionista arms. This one uses the original pivotal arms, which I prefer, especially when the body's already this slim. So my dilemma is, this body is stained slightly, not so much above the boobs, but definitely below. But it's not a perfect color match either. Like, this is probably washing it out. But this body is slightly darker. Like, I still think she's closer to this color, like her head. So, just because I feel like this body is even slightly darker than her face, it is. So that's where I'm torn. Alternatively, she keeps the Made to Move body forever posable. This body I use on somebody else that maybe won't get played with or anything. Maybe just like a holiday doll or something. Just so I can display these hands, because these hands are perfect. I wish these bodies weren't so hard to take apart that I could just pop these arms off and put them on that body. Done. But just because it's such... Well, I'm making it sound like it's such an ordeal. I know how to do it. I know the process. I've done it before. I've been told how to do it properly now. So it's just the fact that this body is so hard to find that I don't feel comfortable cutting it up at this point. So that's where I'm sitting with it. So that's my dilemma. But other than that, I don't really have any other dolly news. No, not really at all. So I guess I'm going to end this before I get rambly. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all amazing still. Not like you would stop being amazing, right? You would tell me if you did. So I'm going to end this. I'm definitely going to end this now. So thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.